Duelist, and welcome to another deck report. This is week number 7, or week number 6 of season 7, and we're back with Maliss. I do have a very concrete reason for this. Uh, I kind of wanted to do this mainly as an experiment. I wanted to try out if we had enough counterplay for the new Yummy hybrid, since Sky Striker Ace Camellia is now TCG legal. I had a hunch that a bunch of players at my locals were going to play that deck, or were going to play something similar to it. And I kind of want to see if my strategy could fare out against that strategy with proper non-engine. Sadly, I did not get to play at locals yesterday. Long story short, I just couldn't arrive on time. I had a lot of traffic in my way, and it was very unexpected. However, I still wanted to showcase the profile and talk about my theory and the conclusion that I arrived with this deck, and talk about whether or not it can compete in the current format. Without further ado, let's begin. So we got some of the standard names. We are playing 3 Jessica now. This will have to do with the non-engine that we're playing alongside it. But it's also just another Maliss name. I just want to play as many Maliss names as possible now. The deck is struggling in consistency. So just being able to play as many names to make sure that you have enough plays going is kind of favorable. We're still playing 1-1 of the added Nisters. I am just more fan of the Quantum package. Until Dominus Sparks arrives in the TCG post-placing Dominion, I will still play this engine. I think this is wholeheartedly, I believe this is one of the best engines for this deck. Shoutouts to Junk Double, one of the Japanese players. They were playing in the Duelist Cup, and they were actually playing this engine in Goki strategy, which they made day 2 with. But yeah, I kind of just like these ratios. I think this engine is still very underexplored. We just got new support of Phantom Knights revealed in Chaos Origins, and I will say it right now, if I were to play that deck, I probably would be playing this engine in it as well. We'll talk about that in another day. So the reason I built this deck, and the reason I kind of wanted to try things out and wanted to see if this deck had enough leg room to compete. Look at the non-engine that we're playing specifically. So these are the hand traps I opted to play in this deck. I don't think I need to explain Ash and Impulse. These are kind of obvious. We're not maining decking Mo Charmies. Shoutouts to Rico, Rico Carlos, one of the best Malice players at the moment. I do agree with his philosophy on Powerless and Perulia. Their thought process was, if your opponent makes a good enough board, Malice is not going to break those boards no matter how many cards they have, unless you have a very sustainable engine or non-engine to just break boards. Malice is not a deck that plays a lot of board breakers. It is a deck that plays a lot of very specific hand interactions. So I'd rather just draw into already open the hand interactions than just stop my opponent, then try to rely on drawing them and just playing that chicken race against my opponent to see who gets to their engine first and who resolves their engine better. So I don't think I need to explain Shifter as well. Shifter is another obvious reason for all this. So With Camellia now being around in the TCG, I felt like Yummy was going to be a more popular deck. And if you want to just stop the Camellia into Hornet Drones play, that's where the DD Crow is for. But if you want to just like start hunting the snatching interaction that your opponent has, and just take care of the entire Yummy interaction against your board, then that's where the Bystials come in, alongside the DD Crow. I also like DD Crow as a hand trap. This format, like, it's good against the Magnet Warrior deck. That deck is actually rising in popularity. It's also really not that bad against, like, Radiant Typhoon. Just being able to, like, rip their Mandate or rip their level 9 monsters from their graveyard if they try to rotate out of them is also very strong. Yeah, I actually don't have a thing, like, I actually like this non-engine. Again, this was strictly theory. I didn't get to play with it at my locals, but on paper, I would probably do this again if I had the chance. So that's it for those. The other things are kind of obvious. Like, since we're playing the Quantum Engine, we're playing Teleport. We're playing 2 Undergrounds. We're playing these. Engine requirements. Call by the Grave. A lot of players are not maining Call by the Grave right now. And I like Call by the Grave, but it's not for the reasons that you might think I like Call by the Grave. The thing about Call by the Grave is that it mimics the purpose behind all these cards, right? So I'm playing as many cards as possible that just hunt down your opponent's graveyard, which, you know, kind of puts those engines in check. A lot of people are not being careful with their Azamina disruptions or with their DMOD interactions. Some people don't play the Arcielago, the Azamina. This also checks Ilya Silva as part of people's end boards, since the Azamina package is a lot more common now. So this is just a straight answer to it. That's mainly why the callback is there. It's not because of the common, like, stop Moshami, stop Ash, stop all this stuff. It's mainly just try to be used as a pseudo breaker against the Azamina Yummy board. And we got the 3 Maliss traps. I actually like each trap. If I were to cut a trap, it would probably be GWC. But if we cut GWC, we need to cut Heasel from our extra deck as well. I did lose one game against the Crystron Azamina deck because they drew into Ghost Bell for turn, and their Ghost Bell was their hand interaction to stop my GWC. Which, well played. So the main deck is 41 cards, if I'm not mistaken. Extra deck, we got Ling, Disciple, Wicked, Blizzard, Cherubini. I did not forget Cherubini this time. Nightmare Phoenix, SP, Red, Cryptor, Heat Soul, you got Saryuya, you got Firewall Dragon, Access Code, Topologic, Bomber, or Blaster Dragon, and we got the Allied Code Administer. I actually have been summoning this fair amount, and there was one game I got Fuad. I gave my opponent like 7 cards. Actually, I gave them 7 cards, but nuked their extra deck twice with this card, and that was enough for me to make sure that they didn't have enough to like push through like the board that I made. So that's it for those. So side deck, this was also very experimental, but we'll go over it real quick. We got Duster, MST, 2 Allure of Darkness, 3 Radiant Typhoon Vision. These are the weird cards in the side. As for the other side cards, we got 2 Fuas and 3 Paroli and 3 Fualos. Despite Carlos being correct on the Charmies and their role in this deck, I actually had a lot of success in playing these on the side. So I just kept them in because as of late, post side, the 6 Charmies have been working out for me. I have drawn into the right cards that I needed to just like push through my opponent's board correctly. And yeah, there's not much to say about that. I feel kind of lukewarm about Droll at the moment. I feel like Droll should be played, especially since this does check the Azamina engine. This does check the White Forest deck, which is actually gaining a lot of popularity because of DMOD. This isn't particularly great into Yummy variants, but if some Yummy variants start with their hybrid engines before the actual Yummy engine, you can actually just cut them off of Yummy combo entirely with this. It's also decent against like a few other rogue strategies like Luna Light, Magnet Warrior. Actually, this card is actually not that bad against Magnet Warrior at all. Yeah, for now I'm just keeping it in. I don't know how I feel. I don't know if this will stay in my deck, but it was the weakest card in my side for sure. So I kind of want to talk about Vision and Allure. So my thought process behind this is post side, the draw cards are really good because it makes it so I can reach my non-engine despite me getting Fuad or Peruliad. And it is something I tried in the past, and it has worked phenomenal for me. The Duster is pretty much just removal. I kind of wanted to play more removal cards besides just MST. And I felt like if I'm going to play Vision, I might as well play MST because we're not playing as many quick play spells in this version as in past versions that I played. A lot of people are not playing Lancia right now, which makes it really good for me playing Allure. So, would I play Floodgates in the future? I don't know if I need to play Floodgates to win with this deck. Like, if I get to Topologic to double nuke my opponent, or if I get to like other win conditions of the deck, if I just get to Ally Code after nuking with Bomber, with Blaster Dragon, I think we're fine. Like, the Maliss still is a very scary deck with a lot of layers to their disruptions. We are playing a lot of scary non-engine. Like, I feel like if you have an Impulse, an Ash, and like all your other cards, you should be fine. MST, as of late, as a like Ember piece, is also really good. It checks like the Yummy field spells. It checks Case for Canine. It checks the Vanquish Soul field spell. It like checks for if they try to Radiant Typhoon you, like with their cards. You have to be careful with Radiant Typhoon because this does trigger Mandate. So you should be smart when you're trying to face against that deck with this card. But against a few other decks, like for example, Memento is very popular in my area, so this also hits their field spell. Yeah, That was the theory behind it. Would I keep doing it? Who knows? But that's it for the deck report. So forget the lack of uploads. Besides what I was playing, I did judge the OTS this past weekend. There is one interesting deck that I saw in one of the OTSs. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, feel free to, well, stay tuned. I will probably post it during the weekend. But until next time, keep practicing and keep dueling.